Hi there, everyone. Carla back again with the lovely Anderson tonight. We're sitting down to have a bit of a chat. Anderson's just secured himself a role as a software developer in the farming industry, and he's just in his first week in the job right now. So congratulations, Anderson.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Hey, so let's start off straight away. Tell us a little bit about your background before you decided to join the software developer program with us. What kind of background did you have, and where did you come from?
Mhm. So my name is Anderson. I'm from Brazil, and I came here. I think now it's like about 1.5 year already. And my background with developing software developing is like 15 years already. So I started with PHP, and after I focus on Java. So my main stack is Java, Spring Boot. But when I tried, I came here and I saw several uh, uh, job opportunities in C Sharp. So uh, that's the reason I try to learn more about C Sharp, .NET and everything.
Oh, awesome. So that was the reason why you decided to join the software developer job ready program. Is that right?
Yeah, correct. Because
Oh,
I tried, since I came here, I tried to
wow.
get a job in Java, but was like just a few job opportunity, and the majority was in C Sharp. And I
Yeah.
took some time to decide. I received this reference about you, about Industry Connect before, but I was thinking, and no, maybe it's not time now.
Mm-hmm.
And I just waiting for some couple of months, I think, and another program will start, and I now I think it's the time because I tried for several months and
Mm-hmm.
anything I I I couldn't get something in Java for job opportunities, but
Right.
now after I made this program, I could get the
That's
job.
awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and sometimes it's that timing, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a timing thing. People gotta be ready, sometimes you gotta try, and then it's a time. It's the right time. So how did you find the 6 week job ready program, Anderson?
My friend uh, presented to me the Industry Connect, and I started to follow on Instagram and everything.
Oh, you followed us on social media. Good on you.
Yeah.
So what was your experience with as you went through the 6 weeks of the software developer program? How did you find that? The structure and everything? What was your experience?
I think every week was very nice because we start with the basis, and every week we grow more with the knowledge to
Mm-hmm.
improve our how to code. And like in the end of these 6 weeks, we have all the knowledge we need to build a program. So a software, a basic software
Mm.
was very nice.
Awesome. How did you find after the 6 weeks, you transitioned over into the internship with MVP Studio. How did you find that transition from the 6 week going into that and then going into the onboarding with the internship? How did you find that transition?
Uh, I think was very important to fix all the knowledge we got on these weeks. For me specifically, React was the worst one to was more difficult for me
Oh,
because
React.
React, yeah, I already have all the background of the
Mm,
backend, so for me it was easy, the C sharp and everything. I took some time to learn more about React, but was a nice transition. And when you got the tasks, it's very nice to training, and we have the mentor to help us all the time. So help me a lot to understand everything.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's awesome. And
Yeah.
during the internship, I know I saw you on some of our IC Thrives workshops. But during the internship, with those different workshops that we have, everyone that's watching this, we have various workshops at the internship that Industry Connect put on, things like communication, leadership, how to write your CV, formulate it for the market, cover letter writing, etc. So what ones do you think helped you on this whole journey? Which workshops kind of like stood out for you that you used?
I think all of them, because it's a different type uh, of meeting. Like we have
Mm,
this, some days we have the LinkedIn profile to improve our LinkedIn, to improve your CV was very helpful for me. And I think what the most important, I think, was the meeting about the how to behave on the interview, because we have a
right.
lot of advices, a lot of tips to be better in each interview I had. So makes me improve every interview. Yeah, was very nice.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So, did you do any interview preparation with any of the MVP Studio team, or were you pretty confident to just go straight into your interviews?
After uh some encounter, I feel confident to start alone, just try
Awesome.
to follow that tips one
Mm.
by one. Oh, I need to do this and that, and just make a checklist and to improve myself. And after I just start to have this trying to get to get a job. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because if we're honest with ourselves, we do know where we need to improve.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
do know we go, I've got to do it there. I must make sure that I do it like this. But
Yeah.
it's great. It sounds like you really kind of like followed the whole process. And look, I mean, it worked.
Yeah, yeah.
It works if you follow the process. Sometimes if you try to jump over something that you should have kind of like looked at, that might be the thing that would have got you your foot in the door or whatever. But yeah, the
Yeah.
process does work. And it sounds like you really did follow that process. So good on you. I mean, hello, here you are. Was it 3.5 months? And then you've got a job, but that's awesome, Anderson.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
So just looking at the whole overall journey, the whole thing, right from when you started the 6-week job ready program through the internship and then whoa, out, you've got a job.
Hmm.
What would you say the overall journey, what components would you say contributed to your like where you are now to get you there? What specific things, even if it's one, two, three things, what would you say contributed to your professional growth to get you into this job?
I think for me the first thing, it's since I started on this program, I try to develop something, even like for 20 minutes every day, or study some about something related with the developing,
Mm,
because makes me like put all this knowledge every day, makes me fix all the knowledge, all the concepts about how to develop it better and better.
mm,
Like I already had this knowledge because I am a software developer, but you change the language, you need to learn different syntaxes and something like that, and makes me improve on
mm.
every day on this role, the software development role. So,
I mean,
and
you
yeah,
guys never stop learning anyway. Anyone in the tech industry, you've always got to learn a bit more, and it kind of like puts you in a space of a continuous learning attitude and mindset.
Yeah, no, but we need to rest on weekends, so
Oh,
it's
you can
every
rest on the
weekdays.
weekend, yeah. Hey,
Yeah,
that's a great one. You've
yeah.
got to rest on the weekends just to recharge. That's right.
Yeah, need to take a rest to recharge. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So, just taking you back a bit for when you started like searching for jobs, once you gone through and got your internship under your belt, so to
Mhm.
speak, how did you go about your job search process? Did you have like a list of like what you're looking for, specific industries? How did you go about that? Were you strategic?
Mm. Yeah, I just try to look for the stack I want to work,
Hmm.
like .NET and React or something like that. Just focus on the stack I really want to work. And I try to I applied for several jobs on this stack, like .NET, React, or even Angular, something. Usually was a full how
Full
is the
stack?
name? Full stack, yeah,
Full
full
stack,
stack
full
developer,
stack.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
try to find this, and I apply for
Mm.
every job I saw, and yeah, that was is not the first interview I had, and I passed. So I
Mm.
failed in several interviews before, so it's a journey. Yeah,
Definitely a journey, isn't it? So you
yeah, yeah,
failed in a few interviews. So what did you learn from those failures? Because I always tell everyone, you're gonna fail. There's no doubt about you.
yeah, yeah.
It's just like,
It's
well,
normal.
are you gonna get up and keep going, or are you
Yeah.
going to just stay down there? So what did you learn through that whole process, and what was in the job search? What was the most challenging?
Uh, for me, I think was uh like I saw my failure with some interviews, like when I had a bad speech, first speech, like
Hmm.
Regina taught us a lot,
Yes.
and like when I don't have a question for the interviewer to HR or something, could
Mm.
be several type of question, and sometimes I didn't have a question for them. I think they think you don't want really to work there. I don't know. It's a bad thing you never had these questions usually it's at the end of the interview.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think when or sometimes I was too nervous and my English goes down fast.
And we
And
have
yeah,
those
yeah.
times. We do get nervous, right? I
Yeah,
think
it's my
everyone,
second
hey,
language, so I need to learn how to deal with this, with my nerves and
hmm,
everything. The pronunciation sometimes is so bad, but I don't
hey,
mind anymore. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, like you've got a job and your pronunciation's good. You're only going to get, so I say to everyone, you're only going to get better as you surround yourself with more people that speak
yeah,
English, and on a daily basis, you get better and better and better. Then you'll start picking up nuances, the little
yeah,
things that we in New Zealand that we say and all those kind of things. But you're doing really well. You did really well.
yeah. Every interview I had, the last one I always talk to my wife. This was the best interview I had, and she, yeah, you are improving. So you
Yeah.
need to fail a lot and
Mm.
still keeping going and try to improve, because when you have the interview, sometimes you will realize what point you need to learn or to train more and more. So
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes if you record, if it's possible, if you record the interview, it's nice to go back and, oh, maybe I need to improve that part or another one.
Mm. That's good. It's reflective. Like when you're when you look back, it's okay, so how did I do? It's always
Yeah.
good at the end of each day to actually go, yes, I could have done that better, but hey, okay, I can do this better. And it doesn't
Yeah, yeah.
matter anything, interview or whatever. It's always good to kind of like do a summary, just a little check for your day, because it actually sets you in a good mood and helps you grow more as well, because you understand yourself better. So
Yeah.
and that's the whole thing, is understanding yourself so you know where you need to grow, and it just really helps in every aspect of life, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about, just wrap up, do you have any tips or advice to anyone that is considering like a career as a full stack developer, anything like that? Have you got any advice for people out there that are watching?
No. Yeah, yeah. I think helped me helped me a lot to study like specifically for software development. I like study the basics because I need
Mhm.
to understand better and better to go well on the interview or even on tests, practical tests.
Mm,
So I think the uh, first thing to study is about solid principles.
right.
We need to have this not just on our mind, but how to code better and better. So the solid principles and the object-oriented programming principles is the same. We need one and another to improve
Mm,
our code.
yes.
So yeah, and like study with lead code, but not the complex exercise, the simple ones,
Mm,
like how to how can I say how to order a string or something simple like that. But
mm.
when you start to make a test, if you don't know how to do, it's terrible. I failed on the first one because I remember how to do in Java, but I didn't remember how to do in C sharp. So I was so mad because this, and I practice a lot. So it's
Yeah.
after I learn with my failure, so
Mm.
not problem. Let me see. I have some tips here.
Oh,
Uh, I study about the meaning of API. I think now on these days is very important. All the
mm.
concepts, how you apply a API or something like that, and about the authentication and authorization. What's the difference? How is the flow of the JWT, how it works. We need to learn this because
Mm.
sometimes the technical or practical or even an interview they will ask you about this.
So have a solid understanding of those points.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
difference, like the full stack needs to know the difference, like library and framework. What's
Mm.
the main difference between them? Because to understand better what's the difference between React and Angular, something like that. They
Awesome.
ask us just to know if you have the basic knowledge about the full stack developer. So
Yeah.
yeah, helped me a lot to study about this.
Fantastic. So you set yourself up for success. That was awesome, Anderson. Thank you for those tips. I mean, those are good little tips just to get people kind of like thinking, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna make sure that I've got those in place, really solid, solid principles. The oops as well. Library frameworks. That's awesome. Thank you
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much for that. Thank you. What about if someone goes to an interview? So I want to throw this one in here, off the cuff. If someone's going for an interview, what what two things would you say to them that they should kind of like be prepared for?
First, needs to learn about the company. look some news about the company, or even I think the most important is take a look on LinkedIn or the website
Mm.
and see what the uh, values and I forgot the mission. Yeah,
The mission.
values and mission. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
You
Mm.
should know. If you are more curious, you can get like some the latest news about the company. It will be nice to know. Sometimes you don't use this, but if you can bring this during the meeting, it will be nice. And I think you need to have one or two questions when they ask, if you have a question, uh, this is the time. Like for this job, for example, I asked about AI on the company, how it works, uh, how developers can do this there, and if it's possible, if it's allowed, and everything. And was a very good question there about AI. If
Wow.
they want to use AI to improve the software or something like that.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. And obviously, if you've done your research about the company, you know, who they are, their mission, their value, kind of like their values as well. It kind of like you think, well, does it the values fit me as well? Because you need to have that synergy as well. But those researching as well, that kind of like then you can have questions for them because you'll see stuff to then
yeah,
say, oh, I see that you've got this projection, just for argument's sake, 5 years you want to be XYZ. Is that on track? You know, there's different things that you can pull out things from their, like you said, LinkedIn, their website, etc. And you can have those questions ready. And it actually does look really good for when you do get in that interview to actually ask those questions. So that's awesome. Thanks so much for Anderson on that. And that's one thing you learned, hey, because you just said that before about, you know, having questions. So that was awesome.
yeah, yeah. Always needs to have a questions to the company.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Makes you sound like you're interested.
yeah.
Mm,
Could
yeah.
be about the company, could be about how the process works on the
Yeah.
developer team or something like that. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Well, thank you so much for your time, Anderson, and sharing about
Thank
your
you.
journey and everything. We just
Uh,
wish you all the best in this new role. We know you're going to be amazing in it. You really just started. Nearly your first week's nearly down. You
yeah,
can rest
yeah.
over the weekend. So
Thank you
thank,
for the opportunity to talk
oh,
and about it. Was very nice experience.
awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.